the idea that for most patients in most care settings, while there may be a skepticism that this is true, there's a desire for an underlying belief that quality is a given, right? And I think patients, sometimes we liken it to the idea of getting on an airline, right? I wouldn't get on the flight if I didn't assume it was safe.
Right.
And so we know that things might go wrong, but the risks there are pretty low. We know that I wouldn't be getting this MRI if I didn't think the image was clear. I wouldn't get this X-ray if the machine wasn't prodding out the right dose of radiation. But there's that kind of next level of things where folks say, well, I can gauge the experience. I can gauge how I was treated. I can gauge how I was talked to. And that's arguably the kind of user experience level of things.
Well, I think patients walk into a medical office assuming that they're going to get the good care. They're going to get the safe care. They're not going to get unnecessary care. So there's a responsibility on the physician, on the radiologist, to make sure that they are accredited, that they meet certain standards, that the images are clear, that the reports are meaningful, not just a list of abnormalities, but there's some integration of what brought you in to see me and what will I offer so that your doctor can now take care of you. So there's a dialogue from the responsibility of the patient to share that information with me, but also I have a responsibility to make sure that your experience is a nice one, and my technologists treat you respectfully, that you're not cold, that you're comfortable, that you have music to make you feel at ease during your procedure, and also that your records are going to be held in a very private way, and that the results are going to be communicated in an equally confidential way, and that the images are very clear, and that the facility is accredited, which are all very important. And the patient assumes this is the case, but they may not understand all the levels of responsibility, and that's what the radiologist is there to do, is to make sure that that information is captured.
Yeah, and that to hook onto that idea of responsibility goes both ways. I think if the folks that fall into the very far end of the bell curve in terms of empowerment would also say that those results ought to be given straight to them, or at least a copy of the study ought to be given straight to them. And there's a responsibility in that. There's a responsibility for patients who desire that, for us to say, well, we accept the risk that if we do a journal review, we may cause anxiety, or may not fully understand what we're looking at. On the other hand, there's the opportunity to do it. And increasingly, I'm seeing a number of patients who say, I want to be able to do that too. I might choose to be my own, or might choose my own care plan in a different way. I might choose not to have my knee repaired if I go on and find out that physical therapy is every bit as effective as surgery. But I would like to be able to make that decision. And when I say I, am kind of being a proxy there for other folks. But that to me is part of experience, and it's not easily. It's not something we often think of as being experiential.